Hello, Revere, and welcome to our Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today I have a special guest. His name is Nick Boer. He's the Commissioner of the Revere Veterans Service. Nick is a Vietnam veteran, but he could tell it to you better than any time I can because he was actually in during the Vietnam War. Nick, please. Thank you. First of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor and a pleasure. I'll have you 100 times if I have to honor a veteran, so go right ahead.
I just wanted to bring up the fact that the City of Revere is having a commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. In May of 2012 through November of 2025, the President has proclaimed that that period of time will be commemoration for the Vietnam veterans. It's to observe the anniversary of the Vietnam War, to reflect the solemn reverence upon the valor of a generation that served with honor. We pay tribute to those more than 3 million servicemen and women who left their families to serve bravely, a world away from everything they knew and everyone they loved. From Da Nang to Khe Sanh, from Hue to Saigon, and countless villages in between, they pushed through the jungles, the rice paddies, the heat and monsoons, fighting heroically. That's not easy for me to say, Morris.
Heroically?
Yeah.
Okay.
To protect the ideals we hold dear to as Americans. Through more than a decade of combat over air, land, and sea, these proud Americans upheld the highest tradition of our armed forces. We will be having a ceremony during the summer months, and we'll be presenting as many Vietnam veterans a pin honoring them for their service in Vietnam. It's a great thing for our community, and it's to honor all those who served, and they served so honorably, and it's amazing, and we're very, very thankful that most of them returned. There was about 11 who did not, and we memorialize them every Memorial Day, and it's a great thing that we do this and that we never forget them. And so we'll be announcing when this will be done. I wanted to do it on Memorial Day, but it would have put the program on Memorial Day back about a half hour, and we wish to try to keep that program an hour. But I just wanted to make an announcement, and on the same same thing as far as the Vietnam War. Revere is also known as the Purple Heart City.
That's right. You brought that into last year, I believe.
Yes. So on August 7th is Purple Heart Day. I'm going to have some signs made up and installed announcing the fact that Revere is a Purple Heart city. It's going to say, "Welcome to Revere, a Purple Heart city," and it's going to have a picture of the Purple Heart. And Bobby here, he brought in his grandfather's Purple Heart to show a little what it looks like, and we're very, very proud of it. And let's see if we can get a better picture of it. So hopefully we can have the ceremony that everyone will be showing up, and so we can present them with the Vietnam pin. But so we're going to have the signs. We're going to have 5 signs. They're going to be located in various areas coming into the community.
Can I
So
make
thi-
a suggestion on one of them?
Your house?
No, 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 no.
Oh.
As you're coming down Broadway from Chelsea, you put one there,
Well, there's one going there.
and coming in from Lynn on the other end of Broadway,
Yes,
So you-
there'll be one there also.
and the other three would be.
The other three, one coming in from McClellan Highway into Revere, the other one coming off of Route 1, and the
From
fifth
Saugus?
from Saugus.
That's good.
Yeah, and the other one on Squire Road.
Right, so only
So-
you're only going to get 5 then?
Five, just to make an announcement. We don't. We're very proud of the fact that we are a Purple Heart city, and that we are going to honor our Purple Heart recipients.
That was because of you, Nick, so thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. No, it's an honor to do this, and it's a great feeling to honor these men and women who
I agree with you.
deserve all that they get.
Nick, I was going to ask you, without leaving anybody out, do you know some of the Vietnam veterans that were killed in Vietnam that came from Revere?
Yeah, there was.
I
Well,
think you mentioned there
you
was
always
11 from...
you always got to put me on the spot. Huh?
No, 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 no. I just want to honor those veterans. Even if you leave out a name, it's an honor.
Well,
We'll honor every one of them. Without it, you know, roughly, I mean it. Because I feel good when you honor the World War II veterans every Memorial Day. So
Yeah,
I'd like-
and we read their names off. Well, I don't read them off, but
no,
they're announced at the memorial service. So we will have this Penta. I know Olinsky.
those were actually killed in action?
Yeah.
Oh, may they rest
yeah.
in peace. I don't know.
So just to name a couple, but we're here to honor them all. Whether they be Vietnam, Korea, or World War II.
Well, the Gulf War and the Afghan War.
Right,
So many
exactly.
wars in my generation.
Yeah, I know it.
Right. And I would like to thank Revere TV because they're down with the camera. So when we read off the names, they're always picking it all up. So even though we only mention 2 on Memorial Day, we'll mention all of them.
They will all be honored, yes, and mentioned in their names. And hopefully, if we can get some of their families, it would be wonderful.
Right. And if they want to contact you with the families of the deceased, can you let them know how to get a
Yeah,
hold of
they
you?
can call my office. My number is 781-286-8119. And you can talk to Donna, give Donna the information if I'm not in, but Donna Dreesen is Miss Do-It-All in the office. So if
Donna's a real community veteran.
she's a community veteran, is right.
A real one.
She's a wonderful, and her husband is a veteran also, Steve. So, but they're wonderful people. So, but
Okay, now I'd like to change the subject for a minute. We can go switch back and forth. You gave me something here that I looked up on the computer here. Commander Robert S. Garosa, he's the new commander of the USS Constitution.
yes.
Could you,
Yeah.
why don't you do this?
Commander Garosa, his name is Robert S. Garosa Jr., who was born in New Rochelle, New York. He is a 1990 graduate of Iona Preparatory School and a graduate from Providence College. And he graduated in 1994 with a bachelor's degree in history. So he's going to be our speaker on Memorial Day. Commander Garosa is the commander of the USS Constitution. So right now it's in dry dock and being repaired, and so but he will be there, and I'm trying to get.
Oh, he's going to be the guest speaker?
He's the
there?
guest. He's the speaker for the guest speaker for the Memorial Day service.
Which is going to be held on,
It will be held on May 30th at 11 o'clock. And I'm hoping that we could show Commander Garosa what Revere thinks about our veterans. We need as many people out there as possible. And the last couple of years, the last few years, we've had, it's been increasing more and more. I'm going to try to do a reverse 911 call on Sunday to remind the residents of Revere that we are going to have it in front of the American Legion building at 11 o'clock on Monday, the 30th of May. We'll have the police on a guard and the fire on a guard, and we'll read off all the list of all the killed in action. So please, everyone, please come down and help us honor all those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Nick, I see looking over here that besides what you just mentioned, the police or fire, we're also going to have the ROTC and the Boy Scouts.
Junior ROTC will be there. We're going to have some singing groups from the schools, the Wayland School. And
there's two people that always come and sing on a husband and wife. And
no, they're not going to. We're going to try to. We're trying to get the children involved. In order to, we want to get.
That's good. That's great.
We're trying to promote patriotism, and this is a good opportunity for us to teach our younger generation and even our older generation to participate in Memorial Day services.
That's great, because I have to tell you, I look at Facebook, and I'm looking at it right here. They want to take some of the pledges out of the schools. They want to take the national anthem out of the schools. This is America. This is what we grew up on. This is what I fought for. This is what you fought for. So we should keep all these things, the Pledge of Allegiance, the Constitution when we recite the preamble, and the people that don't like when we say, God bless America, or I pledge allegiance. You know, you came to America, join us. We want you to join us, but don't come here and try to make us join you, because otherwise you should have remained in your country. And I say that because a lot of these people like to change our way of life. I like to keep our way of life, because America became a great country because of our way of life. And how do you feel about that, Nick?
Well, I agree 100%. And we're trying to keep our way of life alive and strong, our military strong, and some of our politicians don't see it that way, but we're trying to, you know, we have to fight for what we believe in. And
I agree with you. Another thing I would like to say, Nick, we love the people coming to this country. My mother and father were both immigrants. They came here legally. We love to have people come here legally, but I hate to see the illegals come here and get more benefits than some of our veterans do. And you'll have to agree with me on that, because I go to the hospital and I see that sometimes, and I think it's wrong. Take care of your veterans. Take care. As a matter of fact, I see homeless veterans, Nick. And talking about homeless veterans, how would they get a hold of you if they need a place?
well, it's a difficult thing for the homeless veterans. We have Court Street, the New England Shelter for Homeless Veterans. They'll take in short-term. Sometimes the Chelsea Soldiers Home will also take in short-term. I've got a few veterans who come into my office and they're looking for apartments, and it's very difficult for them to afford some of the rents that are being charged for apartments, especially if they have families. You're talking sometimes as high as $2,400 a month
For rent?
For rent. So
I'm not talking about the Waldorf Astoria. I'm talking about Revere.
Well, this is
that's a lot of bucks.
no matter where you go, East Boston, Revere, Chelsea, they're in big demand, so therefore the rents go up. So I'm in the process of the VA has a Section 8 program, which is called VASH, VA Shelter Assistance, and what it is, it's the VA's version of Section 8. So, but the veteran has to be homeless.
Right, Nick, I was going to ask you a question. If people out there have apartments for rent, and if they wanted to rent to a veteran, can they call you and say, I have an apartment, and you could help them?
I would love them, love to have that, if they could call me. Many times we have veterans who come in and, as I said earlier,
You can act like a real estate agent, but it would be
well,
terrific.
yeah, no, just, it would be between, I don't want to get involved
No,
as
no,
far
I know
as
that, but only
negotiating.
veterans. I'm only talking about
Yeah,
veterans.
but I mean, even negotiating,
No, that's
what I'd like to do is have a list of people so I could call and who have the larger property owners, and this way, in case I do receive, I don't receive many, maybe one or sometimes two a month, but
A month, that's it?
yeah, that are looking for units, but sometimes they're looking for one bedrooms, you know,
Depending on the family they have,
right.
yeah.
But if I could have the names, I was at the gym the other day and I met a fellow who has a lot of property, and he, matter of fact, his secretary called me today and she gave me her contact information so that we could contact her in case we have someone who is in need of an apartment, especially a veteran. They're trying to help the veterans out. The housing here in Revere through Rosalie Vincent. Thank God for Rosalie.
Yeah,
I mean,
great
she's
representative. Nick.
she really represents our community. We're fighting to have a priority, not a preference, not veterans' preference, but veterans' priority as far as getting into local housing, public housing. So we're working on that there, and I just wish to say publicly to Representative Vincent, thank you very much for the hard work that you and Rick Serino in our office are doing for in support of the veterans and the veteran issues.
Right. So I would like to reiterate, if anyone out there has apartments, call the Revere Commissioner at the Revere Veterans Service, 781-286-8119, and relay the information, and I'm sure Nick will make sure it gets to the right people.
All right.
Thank you, Nick.
So,
That's good.
Yeah, we've got to take care of our veterans. They're out there defending our country.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
And another thing coming up is about the flags going down to Bourne National Cemetery, because with Memorial Day coming up in there. But not only Bourne, I mean the local cemeteries here at the veterans, so you make sure, because you do it every year, I believe.
we do it every year, and we are getting more and more volunteers, and which is great. I got about 2,000 flags to put in.
How many?
2,000. We have the assistance of the American Legion, the VFW,
And the Matola.
VFW Matola Post,
What about the
Jewish,
Italian?
Jewish War Veterans, and so we have these organizations. I give some to them, flags to them, and I just got them in yesterday, as a matter of fact. So we'll be distributing them to, and if anyone needs a flag for a loved one, please, you can come in and ask for one or two, so sometimes we get people that they want a half a dozen or a dozen flags. I've got to try to make them last because we have a lot of graves to decorate and honor our veterans. So if you do need flags, then they're no charge, and we'll take care of you as far as your request for flags.
Right. Talking about flags, you also have where people can drop off flags that are desecrated. Where can they do that at?
Well, we have 3 locations actually. boxes, well, 4 locations, including my office, but we have 3 boxes, flag collection boxes. There's one on the corner of Broadway in front of the American Legion. We have one at the Doughboy store on American Legion Highway, and we have one at the VFW 6712 on Beachmont. You can drop off your worn flags, worn and torn flags there. And I have some volunteers, Bill Reedy and Frank Sorrow. They go around and they collect them for me. Thank God for them. I thank them also. They do a tremendous job all year round collecting the flags for us. And also you can drop them off, as I said, in my office. We'd be happy with. There's a barrel out in the lobby of 249 Broadway in the rear of the American Legion building. We'll take your flags, and they'll be retired with the dignity that they deserve.
That's good, Nick. Nick, is there anything new that's coming out of the veterans organization, so from the Washington or the feds, the state, local?
Well, not really. They keep talking about various issues, and I try not to get involved with them until.
But I'd like to say something about
it's.
that.
But on the issue of the flags, I just want to mention I'm going to be working with the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, and the Brownies, and the Cub Scouts. And in order to have a ceremony to retire the flags, we did it a couple of years ago at the VFW in Beachmont, and we got a tremendous response.
That'll be in the month of June, I believe?
In the month of June 14th, right around Flag Day. So it'll be announced. And
At our next show.
Yes. Okay.
That's good.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah, sure. We're in the process. I spoke to the leaders of the various scouting groups, and they definitely are interested, and I thank them very much for their assistance, and they always do a tremendous job for us.
I'd like to talk about another subject. Well, we still got about 5 minutes left. You also do a lot of the food banks for the veterans. Could you elaborate on that for us? Because it's a great, great thing you do.
Well, yes, we do the food bank every month. It's usually the first Wednesday of every month. We do and this is mostly for veterans and their spouses. To do it for the whole city, we're not capable of handling
So
that.
it's mostly the veterans.
The veterans. It's all veterans and their spouses. And we provide about 25 pounds of food for them. And Donna Dreesen,
Steve?
and Steve Dreesen, and
Rick
we
Levin,
have a number of volunteers that help us out. They're really, really great. They're there every month, and we bag all the produce, and we give you 2 bags of groceries. And the sheriff's department are a tremendous asset to us. They help us bring it in from the truck, and they really do a lot of work, whether rain, snow, sleet, or hail. They're out there, and they really are a great group of guys, and we appreciate it. And I'd like to thank Sheriff Thompson for a job well done. They do a wonderful job for our community.
Sheriff Tompkins?
Yeah.
Right. I would like to thank a couple of people. I know, I don't know any of them that do a terrific job at the food bank. And one of them is that comes to our senior center, not only at your food bank, but helps us at the senior center. A young lady by the name of Pamela Anderson. I got to give her credit. She comes down to the senior center and helps feed the seniors that cannot get up to walk around. So Pamela, if you're listening, thank you.
Yeah, she's a wonderful She's a wonderful person, and this is what they do. It's this type of individuals. We have many of them who help us out, and they never ask for anything.
Right, and they never get any credit for it.
They never get any credit, but you know, I express my thanks for them, and occasionally, well, we buy pizza for them at the end for the food bank, but they work very hard, and it's an honor to have them work with me.
Nick, we only got a couple of minutes. I want to ask you one question. Is there a chance you and I together, or the other people out there, we get the names of the volunteers that do the stuff for the veterans, and we have a special show just to honor each one who's never been honored? People don't even know they exist. So you and I are going to do that.
I'll do that.
And I'll help you with that.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's
yeah, the unsung heroes.
Yeah, you're right. Unsung heroes is. I mean, we also have the DPW who helps us out too.
Right.
Kenny Presley, who helps us out. He collects. They collect all the trash, and they help us.
Yep.
Bring it to the trucks, and they're very good, and we're very fortunate to have their assistance.
Right, Nick. So I want to take 1 minute off. World War II veterans, we need 3 more to go on a trip to the Memorial Wakefield High School. And if you're a World War II or Korea veterans and like to go on Memorial Day, it'll be March 27 on a Friday. You meet us at the Senior Center before 8, but you call the Senior Center, 781-286-8156, and tell me you would like to know. We only have 3 more seats available. It's free, and you'll have a nice breakfast there, so come down and join us on Memorial Day. Thank you. And Nick, I want to thank you for taking the time to come up here. God bless you for what you do for our veterans and for what you do for the City of Revere. And God bless our troops and our great country, the United States of America. And thank you, folks, for listening. Until the next time, and thank you, Revere.